Hello friends, welcome to my video. In this video, we are going to learn about self-referential structure in C language. What is a self-referential structure? A structure which contains a pointer to point itself is known as a self-referential structure. One of the basic examples is linked lists. Before learning what it is, we must know about linked list. It is a collection of nodes which are not necessary to be in adjacent memory locations. A node is nothing but a memory block. Each node contains two fields. Number 1, data field, and number 2, address field. Let us consider three different nodes, each consists of two fields. So, the first one will be your data field and the other one will be your address field. Let the node 1's address be 1000 and node 2's address is 2000 and 3000 for node 3. A data field may contain an integer value, a floating point value, a character or a string, etc. The node 1's address field contains the same address of the second node. So whenever we store an address, a link will be formed. In the same way for the second node. The last node of the address field contains null value which indicates the end of the list. From the definition, here the node 1 is a structure which points itself. Generally, there are 4 different types of linked list. They are the single linked list, double linked list, circular linked list, and circular double linked list. Now, with the help of a program, we'll try to figure out self-referential structure. In this segment, I'll divide the program into 3 parts for better understanding. Part 1 will be your initializing, accessing for part 2, and finally printing. Now, take a look on the syntax for self-referential structure. As you see, the 4th line, star link, points the same structure called struct node. When we discuss the program, you will get a better understanding. For a pointer variable, you can use any other name. Let us start the program as usual. As I said you before, let us see how to initialize the memory for a structure. Let the name of the structure be node. I want my data to be stored in integer type. Next, I am using the pointer variable star address in the 3rd line, or you can use any other variable name, which stores the address of the same node itself. And then I have introduced 3 structure variables, namely the star first, star second, and star third. You must represent the structure variable using star symbol. I'll tell you later about star temp. Now memory is allocated for the members of the structure. This is how we initialize. Of course, most of you have this doubt. Is it possible to create more data fields? The answer is yes. Consider a node with 2 fields. From int data1, my data1 field is allocated. You can also allocate another data like this. In this way, we can feed n number of data in a structure. In the second part of the video, I'll show you how to access the members of the data field. First, we have claimed the input from the user. In the scanf statement, in order to access the field, we can use the arrow operator. So, scanf %d ampersand first arrow mark data. This stores the given value into the data field of the first node. Consider the value as 10. In the next sentence, first arrow address equal to second. We are linking first and second nodes. First arrow address represents the address field of the first node, which is assigned to the value second. By this, Second node's address 2000 is stored in the address field of the first node, and a link is formed between them. In the same way, we can store the members to the second and third node. At the last node, the keyword null is to be stored in order to represent the end of the list. It must be given only by capital letters since it is a keyword. Finally, in this part, I'll show you how to print the members of the data. We have to print the value of the data field by traversing across the three nodes, so we need one more variable *temp, which I had initialized already. To place the temp in the first node's address, we simply assign temp equal to first. We have to print the values until it tends to null, so it is better to use a while loop. The condition is while temp not equal to null. Since temp is in first node, it takes the address as 1000. So 1000 not equal to null? Yes, the condition is true. It enters the loop. In printf, temp arrow operator data, which prints the value in the first data field 10. To move the pointer temp to the next node, the temp equal to temp arrow operator address is given. Now it takes the address field value 2000 as its address. By this, temp travels to the second node. Now the value 20 is printed since 3000 is not equal to null. Finally, temp moves to the third node and takes null as its value. Now null not equal to null, which is false, and gets out of the loop by printing its third value 30. That's it, guys. I hope you have understood the basic concepts of the self-referential structure. Thanks for watching the video.